Welcome to Days Gone. I finally decided to hop back into Days Gone, but I realized there were so many great mods out that I had to do a modded playthrough. So today we're going to be going over my top 40 mods for Days Gone. We're going to start with some graphics mods and a couple of quality of life ones. So to start out, we're using a reshade, and this one is called 4K Realism Reshade. So as you're going to see throughout the video, it's going to look a lot more cinematic and the textures are really going to pop. This also adds some ray tracing effects, but each reshade is up to your preference. There's a bunch to choose from on Nexus Mods, so if you don't like this particular look, I suggest looking at some of the reshades they have to offer. They have a couple good ones if you're looking for dark tones, some more vivid ones, or even some extra cinematic ones. Now, coupled with this reshade, we also have something called not a reshade. This is basically an overhaul of everything. So it's going to improve reflections, ambient occlusion, get some sharper shadows, improve God rays, tone mapping, and tweaking a bunch of settings to improve performance and visuals. This may also help with stuttering in the game. So the visuals you're going to be seeing throughout this video are from these two graphics overhauls. The next one on the list is a better camera mod. I wasn't really a fan of the camera in game. The field of view was quite zoomed in and you couldn't really see your surroundings. With the better camera mod, it allows you to have a wider field of view. So as you see throughout the gameplay, when we're roaming around, sneaking on the bike, or even aiming down sights, you'll see that the FOV is a lot wider. To me, this provides a better experience and smoother gameplay, and you get to see a lot more beauty of the game. Now, another mod that really comes in handy, and what I use to actually film this, is called Toggle HUD. So as you can see throughout the video, there is no HUD because I'm toggling it as I record. When installing this, by default, the caps key is going to be your toggle button, so you can turn it on and off at will. So if you're trying to do recordings yourself, this is an easy way to get that HUD-free video. The next mod is called Better Flashlight, and just as the name suggests, it improves Deek's flashlight, so you'll be able to see better in the dark, and it even affects the bike as well. Last on the quality of life mods is called Car Opener, and it's pretty simple. All it does is open cars and trunks a lot faster. All right, now moving on to the next category, we're going to be talking about the bike. Now this mod could be a bit controversial. As you'll see on the rear tire, there is some missing textures, and if you plan on uninstalling it mid playthrough, it could cause some issues. But if you don't mind those two problems, this mod allows you to really customize Deek's bike. It comes with a lot more customization options, so you can get a really unique looking bike. And if you pair it with the bike super pack, you can get a bunch of different decals as well. And then the last one for the bike mod would just be a quality of life one. This one is called Best Manny. So as long as you have the money and the trust, you can buy all the parts from Manny instead of having to wait a lot longer. Next up, we're going to be moving over to the weapon mods. The first one on the list is called Weapon Rebalance, and this provides a lot of changes. It fixes the fire rate of a few weapons, nerfs some of the overpowered weapons, and overall just rebalances all weapons in general. If you want to see specifics, I'd recommend looking at the mod page because it does cover a lot. The next weapon mod is called Weapon Restoration, and this adds a few weapons to your game so you have a little bit more variety. More guns, more fun, I say. Now if you're not a fan of the tin can silencer, modern silencer might be the mod for you. This gives Deek a modern looking silencer, and to be honest, it's just more sleek. Paired with this mod, you're going to need the modern silencer rotation fix so you get that correct rotation. Next up, we're going to be talking about our throwable weapons. So by adding extended explosion radius, we can increase the power of our Molotovs, pipe bombs, and frag grenades, which comes in handy with a few mods we're going to be talking about coming up. Also paired with this, I've added environmental explosions, which does the same thing as the throwable ones, except this is tailored for those explosives you can find out in the environment. So you can increase those explosive radius as well. Now these next few mods all kind of work in unison. The first one we're going to be going over is called Explosive Gore. So as you're mowing down hordes of enemies, arms and legs can be shot off. And then within that same mod, you have the option of live dismemberment. So blowing off a limb doesn't automatically kill your target. Next we have massive challenging hordes, and this will increase the hordes you encounter in game. You have a variety of options to choose from incrementally increasing hordes as you progress through the game, or you can just have 1,000 freakers for each horde you have. So if your PC can handle it, or you need a little bit more of a challenge, that may be the one for you. Now a great mod that pairs well with that is called Crazy Realistic Horde Collision, and that just makes the physics a bit more realistic. Next up we have Burning Nests is Risky Business. So every time you burn a nest, you may have a chance for a horde to spawn. And talking about more horde spawning, Screamer Summon a Horde is another mod that can get even more hordes in your game. So by now, we're pretty hoarded out. Time to move on to the next one. Next up, we'll talk about a few of the outfits. And if you choose one of these outfits with the backpack, you're going to need this mod, Holstered Weapon Positions Redux. And this just positions weapons on your backpack in the correct orientation. The mod we're using to play as Sarah is called Female Characters over Deacon. And you actually have a bunch of different female models to choose from as well. Just be wary the voice lines don't change. You will still hear Deacon's voice. We're using a mod called Deacon's Dank Hardcore Tattoos as well. This will cover Deacon's face with new tattoos, as well as cover his arms and hands as well. So if you're looking for a little bit of a change of his face, here you go. The next one we use is called Buff Deacon, and as you can see, Deacon is buffed out. So you got the bulging muscle Deek, backpack, a vest, backwards hat, and a mask. But on the mod page, you'll see that there's a bunch of different variants for you to choose from. And going with this skin, I'd recommend the invisible radio mod as well. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing some clipping where the radio is supposed to go. I'll also leave a few outfits linked in the description. The hipster Deke one has a bunch of different variants, and you can't go wrong with whichever one you pick. Now, these next mods are more of cheats, or as I like to call, game speeder uppers. So these ones are definitely optional. First one is called No Trust Issues. So whichever camp you go to, all the merchants will automatically trust you, so you don't have any requirements to buy whatever you need to buy. The next one is called Athletic Beacon. And you have a bunch of different options to choose from here, but essentially it increases your stamina, so you can run and dodge a lot longer. Next one is almost essential for me. This one is called Snappers Take Longer to Shoot You, and you probably already know already, the snipers are on point, so this just gives you a little bit more of a fighting advantage. Next one is called Multiple Melee Weapon Durability Variants. This essentially increases your durability of all melee weapons, and with this one you have different options as well, so you can control how much durability your weapon has. Now, filling your gas tank the first few times is fun, but after a while it can get a little bit tedious. That's where unlimited fuel comes in. No more gas stops. Paired with that, we have the invincible bike mod as well, so your bike can never be damaged. There's Craft More mod, which gives you the options of crafting twice the amount, 3 times the amount, or almost 1,000 of the amount. Moving on, we have infinite ammo as well, and you can opt for an infinite clip or just the infinite reserve ammo, which you still have unlimited ammo. You just have to reload as well. Unbreakable suppressor is a good one if you don't want to craft suppressors again. And then the last one on the list is called More Ears. So instead of getting 1 ear per freaker, you actually get 2. This is my list for the top 40 mods for Days Gone. I'll leave a few extra ones down in the description as well, but definitely let me know if you have a recommended mod yourself. And since we can't have Days Gone 2, at least we can enjoy a few mods to spice up the gameplay. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.